All right, here it gives you some fields. This field is for the student's data. The student's data, you want the student's name. You can just write it in Arabic. Here's the name. The university number can be normal for Arabs. It is the university number or the department. It is normal for Arabs to write the department. What problem? Do you want to add to your list of other things? I just want to keep the level consistent. All this stuff you add goes here, right? And anything you add will show up during the answering time. But I don't like to add too much. What matters to me is that the student puts their name, student ID, and their class. I think that's enough, really. I see that's sufficient. Next holiday. So what's up, everyone? How much time will it take? How long do you think it will take? Do you make the paper? The answer is really simple. Here, do you want to let the student enter their student ID through circles for them? Here, if you want to, if you have more than one answer template or more than one, I mean, some people do what? Questions, right? And questions and questions. No, if you have more than one, I mean, some people do it like that. No, if you don't have it, if you don't want to create a number for everyone, the student can just write it themselves. If you don't want to create a template, just one exam, that's it. Just check here and uncheck here and make it easier for yourself. And click next. All right, after that, we're good to go. Come on, put your questions in. Let's go, put your questions in. What should I start with? Questions? Let me check. The question sheet. Where is it? The question sheet. Here it is. The question sheet is right here. I had a question. It was a multiple choice question. I have 8. So how many questions are there? There are only 2 answers, right? And there are 66. All right? So I come here and I'm pressing on it and I say, please add for me. Look, I started to add this. See? Tell him to add for me. 6. There are 6 questions. All right? You've been working on them for a week. What are we going to do? He's making them, Captain. Make them, Captain. What? And here it is. We're overlapping a bit. No problem. So what's that up there, Dr. Samir, that you counted? Yeah, the circle. What about it? Should it be next to the circle or inside the circle? No, I prefer to place it outside the circle. So the student can easily highlight it. Or something. Or like this. Like this. I love the... At the beginning, if the student highlights the circle, some people prefer it inside the circle. That's up to you. So this option gives you the choice. The option can be either the circle or inside the circle. And I pressed. So I added the 6 questions. The first 6 are really easy. Look, it added them for me. Let me check the question sheet I have. The question sheet. Let me check the questions. Oh, after that, there are 2 questions, Dr. Sami. Question number 7 and 8, they have 3 answers. So I'm going to the questions paper. Let's check the questions paper that I'm still working on. And I say, add 2 more questions, add 2 more questions, here, add 2 more questions, and keep them outside as well. And tell him, well, what? Yeah, after that, there are 2 questions, Dr. Sami. Question number 7 and 8. He understood 3 answers. And he went to the question paper, and we went over the list of questions he was still standing on. I told him to add 2 more questions, He added 2 more questions, and also leave them as external questions. And I told him, by God, what is it? And Mr. Small, just like you did in the question sheet, you need to keep them in the question sheet, Captain. Tell him to bring it here. All right? All right? What governs me? The questions. Just like I made a lot of questions, do you have a question? 7 or 8, those 2 questions. What are they? You'll meet right away. So, did 7 and 8 come down? What about 7 and 8? Okay, let me take a look at the question paper. I have the question paper, and it's what guides me. Then I have Dr. Sami, and I need to focus on this because it's really important. I have 10 true and false questions. So after 8, you need to write 9. Don't write 1, because the students need to know that this question is number 9. And then you say 10, and so on. All the questions need to be arranged properly. I know that there are 10 true and false questions here, so it's really easy for me right now. But I know that there are 10 true and false questions here. So the topic is really easy for me right now. I'll tell him, come on, add it for me. Click here, and I'll tell him, come on, add 10 for me. Add 10 for me, and make it external, true and false. So how do we handle true and false, Dr. Sammy? I can just write true or false. Normal? It's fine. So the student writes T or false. I like it to be true and false. So you come and take it easy in Word like this. Word. Stand anywhere like that. Anywhere. Here it is. And of course, you know that I get the check mark from your understanding. And tell him here. It's the symbol. And tell him true and false. Put a check mark and an X from the symbols here. Okay. That's the check mark and the cross. Of course, you're looking for it. From here, the symbols for the check mark and the cross will be set up. Download it. Because it's not just about losing it. So you have the check mark here, for example. I copy it after it downloads. We copy it. I'm going to put it here like this. Here it is. The check mark. What? I can't find it. It's not there. All right, let's get it. The check mark symbol, often used. Let's look for it then. Where? I have it on the other device. I can see it right in front of me all the time. So here. If you see it, just let me know, because I'm like, what? The model is really, really a lot. Oh, doctor, a lot. Because if you've used it recently, did it pass? Yeah, honestly, it passed. It passed up there. Seriously. Indeed. Stay with me. I'm with you. So, dear doctor, I'm going to develop it honestly for what? That's enough. It's too much. From the moment I started, from the moment I entered, from the moment I entered these symbols, you'll find it in the last row in the middle. This is what we need to look for. We need to search for it. If someone makes a mistake, send them to me. You can download them from here, from the menu. If someone can send them to me like this from their Word, if they're showing up, we can look for them. And we wasted time in the session. Someone send them to me. Okay? Where? 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 No. The problem I have with the questions is that they're not coming because they're associated with a check, not an answer. There's no answer associated with the check mark. I have the other device, and they're always showing up there, but I haven't used this device in a while. All right, everyone. If anyone has a Word file, send it to me so I can copy it from you. I've started to prevent wasting time. It's available in these symbols, of course. I have a lot of symbols, really. A lot of symbols. I copied it from the paper. I need the check or cross mark. I won't change the device to save time. The check mark comes all together with the box. The whole box comes together. No, I just want the check mark. Just the check mark or just the cross mark. The whole box is here with me. I don't want to change the device so as not to waste the time of the cycle, but that's the whole idea because for me to look for it will take time. Honestly, it used to appear here to me all the time. No, yes, excellent, Dr. Mahmood sent it to us. Or a health station, great. Look, once I put the check mark, the error showed up, right? Check an error, tell me how many I put. 10. And what did I put here? Check an error. You can put true or false, it's fine. Not just TNF, it's okay, but ensure it's in the question header that if you have something in the question header that says to put check and cross, then you have to put check and error here. And tell him in this case, you're going to add 10 questions of check and error, so the total test will be 18 questions like this. As you can see, add me 18 questions, 10 new questions, and the 8 from before. This means I've completed my paper, and you'll notice that it's all there on the side. Communication skills, graphic design. Yes. And if you need something at the top of the question that he puts true and false, then you have to put it here, true and false. And tell him, in this case, what are you going to do? Then he goes and adds 10 true and false questions. So the test group is 18 questions like this verse. As you can see, I added 18 questions. 10 new questions, and the 8 from before. So that makes 18 questions. This means I've completed my paper, and you'll notice that it's all there on the side. Communication skills, graphic design. All right? Okay, I finished the paper now, just like that. What you did is, if you have 10 true and false questions, write 10. If you have 10 multiple choice questions, write 10. If you have 5 matching questions, write 5. This way, if I do this, I press the add button and I press questions. That's it. I'm done. After that, I tell him publish. I say okay. All right. Now, just add my question paper. All right. Please, that's it. Add my question paper.